All right. What's going on, everybody? We are live here for day one of the NFL Combine. We got our defensive linemen and linebackers kicking it off. So appreciate everybody hanging out today. We're going to go through, watch it together, talk about our guys. What are we thinking about for our teams? Great defensive line class out there. Lots of guys not participating due to some injuries popping up under the medicals, which is what you want to see if you are keeping tabs on the things. You want to see the medicals finding stuff if there is stuff. So let's go. First, second 40, Darius Alexander out of Toledo, been a flyer. Sub 540, 496, big man moving. Boom. My man moving like butter. So, hang out. It'll be a fun time for everybody. Let's see. No, we are sports. Let's see. Poll. Let's get a poll question out there. Do we think the Combine matters? Uh-oh, false start. Can't be getting a false start already, guys. All right. Zeke Biggers out of Georgia Tech. Uh-oh. Oh, he looking slow. 509. He was kind of dragging ass right there. Not great. Not ideal here. We do have these updates. I thought NFL it says you can follow this live with the NFL Combine tracker over here, but they're not updating it. I guess they need it to be official. Let's see. Ooh, we got men stretching out here. Let's see. Combine tracker. We got grades. Trying to get something where everybody can see what we're getting out of guys. We could go height and weight. We can go measurements on our boys over here. If we can fit that in the screen, I don't think we can. Well, it is an order, so Yaha Black up for Iowa. 336. This is a big man. Yeah, 5'4", He ain't going a lot of places fast. That's a big man, though. Holy smokes. But appreciate everybody hanging out live. Flip it on over. It's on NFL Network. Unfortunately, we can't put it on due to copyright issues. The NFL is lame. But hit that like button if you haven't already. Helps us out a ton in the algorithm. But we'll be live here today, most of today, tomorrow, Saturday. Watching everybody. We got D linemen and linebackers today. Tomorrow is DBs and tight ends. And then running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers on Saturday. Sunday, we got the offensive linemen, but I unfortunately cannot stream on Sunday. Zay, good afternoon. Yes. Kind of a weird time for the stream. Normally, this is a late night stream. Warren Brinson, 5'11", not bad. What's Brinson weighing in at? My man is 6'1.5" or 6'5". Is this 6? Yeah, 6'5", 315. I think this is what this is. This height is like in. They're giving me 4 digits for this height over here. I'm thinking it's 6. Yeah, just over 6'5" for Warren Brinson out of Georgia. Ooh, Jamari Caldwell out of Oregon. He's been flying up the draft boards. 517, not bad. There's a lot of big men going today. I can't wait till the second group of guys going with our my Aggie boys out there. And the DNs. The DNs are going second. Yeah. They're going interior D lineman first, alphabetically, then edge. You excited for the draft? Yup, it is that time. We are almost into March. Our first real taste of these guys. It should be interesting. A lot of buzz around that first overall pick. What are the Titans going to do? Potentially trade it? Abdul Carter now got a foot injury. Not going to get the surgery. Kind of a weird thing, I think. I was expecting Carter to get the surgery, fix his foot, but he's going to give it a roll. We'll see how that plays out. I thought I had Abdul Carter as the number 1 player on my draft board, so tough luck. God, I wonder. There we go. Finally getting some official times going. We're already on Gregory. Yeah. Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, both Michigan boys out sick. Both those guys I thought were going to be the top D tackles. You'd say Titans should trade if they don't go with Carter. Yeah, that would be my logic. Unless they really think that Travis Hunter is going to be a guy that can contribute significantly on both sides of the ball. They need a little bit more help on the back end. They have a pretty good defensive line, but a pass rusher is always very, very important when we're talking about the draft. But I think I'm leaning Cam Ward with the Titans still. Some Cowboy fans are putting the buzz out there that they're going to trade Micah for the first overall pick. I'd actually prefer trading for Dak if I was Tennessee. You give them the first pick, you get Dak in the 12th overall pick, and Dallas picks up $40 million of a $60 million salary, so you're only paying $20 for Dak, and you still get a top 15 pick. I wouldn't hate that. Add some stability at quarterback. Dak is not a bad quarterback, guys. It's his price. Derek Harmon, he's also flying up the draft boards. Woo! 4.97, sub 5. That's what you love to see. Right behind Darius Alexander out of Toledo. These are the 2 guys that have kind of flown up the draft board from the interior over since the Senior Bowl. The faces of the 40 are the best. Already taking a break. I guess they're getting ready. AJ Green flying up to, you mean Mike Green? The DN, the edge rusher out of Marshall. Not AJ Green, the GOAT. But yeah, Mike Green had a big Senior Bowl too. And he was the most productive pass rusher. He's an edge guy. Really out of anybody. This past season, 17 sacks, 10 quarterback hits, 32 hurries. He was a menace, which is what you have to be if you're at a smaller school like Marshall. I want to see you be a menace to society. And Mike Green was. So honestly, we can kind of cut out the edge defenders here. We can look at just our interior boys. For now. As the D tackles. Fame, what is up, big dog? Just got home from school. Well, you get a little treat now. Getting home from school. He's got to study. Don't worry. We're going to be live for a while today. We're going to be live tomorrow, and we're going to be live Saturday. So, plenty of options out there. That Boston Edge, I think, could fly up too. Yeah, what's his face? I promised I would learn his name. I keep butchering his name. I'm terrible with it. It's like Donovan Ezeriku. Yes, I like him too. I had him mocked to Philly in my first mock at 32. I like him too. I think he's a solid end of the first round guy. This is a super, super deep defensive line draft. Fame, he'll be on tomorrow, maybe Saturday. Well, don't worry, be back in 10. No rush, big dog. No rush. We're just hanging out. Here, we only have the one. Do we have any official 40 speed? 19.34. That's not correct. NFL Network, awful. Let's go. Hold on. Let's go. Combine tracker. Live results. Here we go. Thank you. Here we go, guys. I found it for us. I found something better for us. As a Ravens fan, I think they would draft him. They like taking projects. I think I had them taking. I think I had them taking Sawyer out of Ohio State. I definitely think they go defensive line. I think they go pass rusher Baltimore. It depends who's there. I mean, we got guys like Nick Scorton. We got Jamar Stewart. We got Nick Scorton out there. Potentially. I don't think Michael Williams is going to be there. Cam Jackson. Oh, we just missed the fastest 40. Oh, my man, Peebles. Peebles out of Vautech. I like Peebles. Aeneas Peebles. He's a stud. This is a big man. All right, let's see what Peebles. Actually, this is better. They're updating. They're starting to update this a little better. We're going to end up flipping back and forth, it looks like. See what Peebles runs. Oh, he's moving. He's moving. Ooh! 4.95 for Aeneas Peebles. And he stumbled a little bit. Ooh, that's a good 40. Sim said that the Texas A&M guy is going to be gone by the early 20s. Which ones? Shamar Stewart? Yeah, probably. But I think Nick Scorton be there too. There's two of them. Aggie's got two. We got two DNs out there that are mid to late first round guys. Walter Nolan not running? Walter Nolan not running. Is he was coming off an injury too, I think. Yeah, I think Stewart's gonna go first. He's a guy who flew up the boards on at the Senior Bowl. Ooh, 4.83. 6'5", 288. Elijah Simmons running. 6'1", 334. Woo! Let's see if this man can get around a 5. 505? 505 be a good time here. Ooh. Let's see. 5-3. Ooh. Only knock on Stewart was his production. Yeah, and he would take plays off. He would disappear. The Aggie D linemen were so frustrating to watch every Saturday. They just didn't produce like they're supposed to. Nazir Stackhouse. No Tim Smith. 6'3", 327. It's amazing how different you see some of these D linemen weigh in at. We got like true interior nose guys and kind of like a 3 technique going. Talking 40, 50 pounds difference. Five one, not bad. Wonder how many notes these NFL head coaches are taking. Yeah, look at the kids. Aren't you guys supposed to be in school? What do you think about the chances of Andrews being shipped out? I mean, if they trade Andrews, how are they going to... Their skill position is already horrible. Like, you need to add more skill guys. You can't be getting rid of guys. I don't think Isaiah Likely's that kind of guy. I mean, maybe you try and get a restructure if you're really worried about the contract. But if it's just about the fumble in the Bills game, you can't get rid of him. Let's see. Aldi just sub. Aldejo HD just sub. Talk shit. What do you want me to talk shit about? It's more for you guys to talk shit. You guys have to talk shit to me usually. Ooh, 504. The Viking. I can't talk shit about my team. I'm just kidding. I can talk plenty of shit about my team. Our GM doesn't know how to draft. Our GM sucks at drafting. Packers forever. Third place. Looks good in Green Bay. Third place squad 2 years in a row. Or third place squad, man. If it wasn't for that playoff expansion, Packers wouldn't even have made the playoffs the last 2 years. Oh, CJ West. 316, ran a 4.95 and a 1. I think he had a 1.73 split. Nice. Does this update any... Do I have to like refresh to update this damn thing? Or is this the... Yeah, I do. It's still... It's still bad. Let's see at our top MPH. Darius Alexander. Green. This is for the Combine of the FC list. Combine. Strictly Combine. But, you let me know if anything crazy comes out. I'm not expecting much. A couple of 20-mile-an-hour guys. Jared Hansen-Hunt. Tyrone Ingram-Dawkins, also our fastest 40 time. Couple of 19.5 miles an hour. We haven't seen anybody crazy slow yet. The D lineman there, Ty Robinson out of Nebraska, 20 miles an hour, 4.83. Let's see, I'm hearing EDC plans on heading down to South Florida to talk about an extension. Would make Lamar get a new contract. Yeah, I thought, didn't Lamar restructure last year? I think Lamar restructured last year. We were talking about this. Lamar's cap hit isn't that bad. The D-line class is deep this year. Super deep D-line class. Like, crazy deep. Yeah, he's fine. Lamar's fine this year. He's the $43 million hit. Next year's bad at 74. They got to figure that out. It's 74, 74. 12 and a half dead. 4.5 on the void. 2 voids. They do have an opt-out. Again, if they have the opt-out after this. If Lamar busts next year, if they can't get to a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, I think they let Lamar walk at 30. They'll just cut him for the $35 million dead cap. Ty could be a long-term starter. He wreaked havoc at Nebraska. He might be the only guy that wreaked havoc at Nebraska. Yeah, $75 million after this year. I like doing the stuff early. Yeah, it's better to do it early than later, but you know how players are. Players might put that shit out. Ty Robinson, is he going in the exciting whites category? Another exciting white? Playing D-line? What did we miss? Tommy Inksabis. I can't say that. I can't say that man's name. Darius Alexander's second run. 5:03, not as fast. Possibly. Lamar doesn't. He doesn't have an agent. Oh, he does have an agent. It's his mom. It's his mom, right? I mean, I would do it this year, too. Probably because Lamar's not going to do it if they have another letdown next year. How come they don't have bench numbers? Damn. NFL Combine trash. Yep, everybody loves a wrestling background. $750 squat? Jesus. See, the exciting whites taking back their lead. Us Miss Kids just stuck somewhere in between. Hey, man, it's really important to see someone who looks like you excelling so you can know you can do it, like Cooper DeJean. White DBs are back. Fame, what's up? He's back. Yes, Mom. We have 4 players like that. It's the worst. I hate that shit. Hire a real agent. Lamar has to get to a Super Bowl next year. I think he can win, but the Ravens need to do something. Yep, Lamar's getting expensive. How long is he going to hold up? What are they going to do with Harbaugh? I think if they're bounced again in the playoffs in the divisional round or the wild card, I think it's major changes in Baltimore. If Lamar leaves, you should get rid of the coach. I think they'll get rid of Harbaugh before they get rid of Lamar. Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing until he's 80. I'm thinking 1 more year for Rodgers. I don't think we're going to see too much more of Rodgers. Uh-oh, we're breathing. We got a false start. Brinson got a little far downhill. Harbaugh gone after this year. I agree. If they don't win, Harbaugh's gone probably. He's the second longest tenured head coach behind Mike Tomlin. one Super Bowl win, one appearance in 2012. I mean, Mike Tomlin hasn't made the Super Bowl since 2011. Both kind of in a similar spot, it feels like. Fame's hanging out with the homies. He got one lights out Super Bowl, since then nothing. Yup. And they needed a miracle. Remember, that was the Joe Flacco miracle year. Like, maybe the greatest playoff run ever. Maybe, like, what was he? Like 14 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Had the Hail Mary against Denver. Mile High Miracle. Yeah, him and Tomlin should get moved on from. Agree. I thought the Steelers should have moved on from Tomlin this year. It's just like, Tomlin's a great coach, and he's going to work. I mean, Tomlin will get another job. It's just like, sometimes you just lose a locker room. Sometimes you just get worn out. I shouldn't say wear out your welcome, but like, it just gets old. It loses its play. Was it Flacco or Montana the way he played? Yeah. He was like prime Peyton Manning in that run. And he ended Peyton Manning's run. Callan wants a mod. I don't know. I'm going to need to see more of you, big dog. You weren't here for the mod give out. We had the mod stream a couple nights ago. Yup, Ray's final ride. Where he tore up, like, he had the crazy final walkout in Baltimore in the wild card round. Didn't he beat them at Denver? Yup. Is that Jacoby Jones? R.I.P. That was a really good Broncos team, too. And then the Broncos went to the Super Bowl the next year and got killed by the Legion of Boom. I think that was the 50... That was... Manning threw like 55 touchdowns that year, 56. And then they had a couple of they've had some AFC championship runs. I'm annoyed some of these guys aren't running right now. Yeah. Walter Nolan getting recruited at 3:30 and then showing up at A&M at 2:74 is peak Walter Nolan, if you know anything about him. I just wanted to get in shape. Yeah. I said Jacoby Jones should have won the Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, didn't he run back a kick in that game? That was the lights out game in New Orleans. That was the last Super Bowl in New Orleans prior to this year. That was the lights out game. That was a weird Super Bowl. They got out to the huge lead, then the big bounce back in the second half, and then Randy Moss. I mean, did they have like first and goal? Ravens extended Todd Monken over John Harbaugh. That's interesting. I don't love Monken's offense. I don't have a crazy run on Monken's offense. Fame, check out my new video. Let me see here. Uh-oh. The chat. No. Lost the chat. Let's see. Go to channel. Let's see. The Tank Dell edit? 109 kickoff return to start the second half. Jesus, so they were back-to-back Super Bowls with a kickoff return to start the second half because Percy Harvin took back the kickoff against Denver the next year. That's crazy. Now kickoffs are dead. Uh-oh, big man here. Zins, what's up? Watching fat guys run. That's what's up. Harvin got into a fight with a teammate, then ran back the kickoff. Yeah, the Percy Harvin experience was always interesting. Typical Florida Gator. He was high every single game, he said. Always had his stupid little migraine shit. Percy Harvin, kids do not know Percy Harvin was a problem. .487. Jared Harrison Hunt at SMU with a 4. That's fast. Is that the fastest time? 4.8? No. Third? Yeah, after the kickoff, the lights went out. Yeah, on the Niners' next drive. Tavon, that Austin guy from the Cowboys was also a problem. Calvin Austin? Tavon Austin? Miles Austin. Oh, my God. Miles Austin. That's a name. Let's look up Miles Austin's career stats. The light-skinned. Coach for the Eagles? Or did. I don't know if he still does. $5,200 yards receiving for his career. Pretty good. Had a couple of seasons over 1,000, back-to-back seasons over 1,000, 09, 10. 11 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns. 1 year in Cleveland, 1 year in Philly. Done at 31. It's a pretty good run. None of our guys, Harmon and Alexander are only big guys that ran, top players that ran. No Graham, no Grant, no Nolan. Harmon and Alexander went. I don't think Sanders went. Williams didn't go. Shamar didn't go. Collins didn't go. Farmer went. Did Omar Norman Lott go? Peebles went. Caldwell went. Pegas went. Junior Tafuna went. Zeke Biggers went. Ty Robinson went. There we go. Sorry. We're working. We're working this. We're working the presentation, boys. All right, Peebles on the track. Let's see. 495, and he can run better. Good start. 502. Not quite as fast. Oh, look at the Cowboys hive mind. Where's Jerry? They got Steven out there. Yeah, everybody loves the conversation around the Dallas Cowboys. Let's see. Percy Harvin was always a problem. He tried to fight OBJ after dating his sister. Menace. Are you saying Percy Harvin a menace to society? That sounds like it. My man lived high 24/7. It's so bad that the 30 for 30 on that Florida Gators team was not that good. That team had Tebow. It had the Pouncey brothers. It had Aaron Hernandez. It had Percy Harvin. That team was nuts. Urban Meyer was the head coach. I mean, genuinely the most unhinged group of guys ever. And somehow Urban kept them all together. Oh, Ty Robinson. Can he beat his time? Don't look like it. He ain't moving as fast. 4.89. Yup, just slower. Really good times, though. Urban was right there with him. Yeah, Myers was a nightmare, too. That team won 2 natties in 3 years. And then Tebow won the Heisman in the year in between. Unreal. And then they lost when Tebow came back for his senior year, they lost on like a blocked field goal to Nick Saban and Bama, I think. I think it was a blocked field goal. Tebow was an incredible era, yeah. Even though Tebow never really lived up to it in the NFL. And I think everybody knew, deep down, everybody knew Tebow wasn't going to be an NFL guy. Like, everyone knew. Like, his throwing motion was so potato. Just bad. Just, like, the worst throwing motion. And that run he went on with Denver that first year. I mean, it was the biggest bullshit, lucky ass, like, he'd be throwing the ball into triple coverage and somehow a receiver would come down with the ball, or like the teams would fumble. It was just like every break would go that Broncos team's way. I mean, it makes sense. Josh McDaniels, awful head coach. I feel like that's all lefties. I don't think Tua's throwing motion is bad. See, if you watch Tua inverted, it looks fine. Like, if you flip Tua as a righty and watch it, it looks normal. If you flip Tebow to a righty, it does not look normal still. It still looks terrible. But we need a lefty. There's some lefty research, and I think some of the top high school guys are lefty, and is the guy Mensa from Tulane, is he a lefty? The Duke just poached from Tulsa. That kid's kind of a stud, I think. Uh-oh, false start. I like the motivational talk when they're running the 40s. Like, you got this, man. Like, just lock in. Gotta hold it longer. They gotta get the laser ready. Speaking of lasers, what do we think about the NFL looking to implement the Hawkeye system for the first downs and the spots? I literally did a video on this last year. It's a little off, guys. I don't know how accurate it's gonna be. They're like a little off. It's not perfect. And like all these stadiums got this like nonsense where they can't fit all the same cameras and they don't have all the same setups. And that's why we don't have access to all the angles and all the same replays. And basically the NFL can't use cameras that, even if there's a camera there, the NFL can't use that camera if not every stadium has it, which is like the stupidest rule also. The NFL's got a lot of bullshit they got to dig through and figure out because it's getting kind of annoying. Tebow wasn't good. I'm glad Ravens didn't draft him. We traded the rights to Denver for Tebow. Oh, they were the team Denver traded back into for. They had Flacco, though. They weren't going to trade Flacco. They weren't going to draft Tebow with Flacco. They had prime Flacco rolling. Oh, good 40, though. CJ West pushing. Not a great jump. All right, D-tackle's done with the 40. On-field drills. We're going to hit the bags and the cones, boys. I love me some cone work. Talking about Mason Graham. #1 interior lineman going. I got Mason Graham going #5 to Jacksonville, and the Jaguars should be ecstatic if they can get Mason Graham at 5. I think he's a can't-miss kind of guy. Maybe the Patriots go there. I'm hearing some rumblings. Travis Hunter might slide a bit. I don't know how I feel about Mason Graham right now. I don't like the chin stubble with the zoomer curled, the zoomer broccoli cut over here. That doesn't scream dog to me. I hate the zoomer broccoli cut so much. Low taper fade. God, I'm sounding like an old boomer. But Mason Graham's tape don't lie. He's a dog. He's a dog. But now I get it. You know, I used to say the same thing about listening to these old heads out there. Now I'm a damn old hair. It's that Chia Pet hairstyle. Yeah, something like that. It's just like, it make like, probably because we all envision the kids that rock it, and they're like the most punchable kids in the world. Like, these little douchebags that you just want to beat the shit out of. There's talks about replay flags that refs call and the penalties that aren't called won't be reviewable. Yeah, now a team can still submit a rule proposal for that. But they will not be using the eye of the sky to miss those face masks. And the face masks were the big thing, because clearly the two, having the white hat and the umpire behind the quarterbacks, they can't see face masks. They missed dozens of them, it felt like, this year, especially in big games and big spots. Joe Burrow had a couple missed on big drives. Obviously, Sam Darnold cost them the Rams game on the final drive of the game. That's the shit that annoys me. I don't know why, especially on the quarterback. We harp so much on safety and protection. Face masks are like one of the most dangerous plays in the league. Like, you're just yanking a guy by his neck. Face masks are the penalties that, like, I'm all for on the roughing and the unnecessary roughness. Especially at that speed, it's crazy. Oh, we're doing the weave? Ooh, it's the weave. I kind of like all the on-field drills are good, especially the big guys. Get the big man moving. I want to see athleticism with my fat guys. I'm so sick and tired of offensive linemen just being fat and unathletic. Usually on the Vikings. Bro, kids these days are so disrespectful. That's what I've heard. Like, I have a couple of friends who are teachers, and they said these kids just don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about anything. When I was a kid, it was a possibility a man would lay you out. These bad little kids throwing a football in the mall. That's wild. Now, I'm all about, you know, getting the workouts in. Russell Wilson famously said when he was growing up, he'd weave in and out of crowds to practice his agility and stuff, running through people. I like that. But yeah, these kids are reckless. I'm surprised they even throw a football. I'm surprised they even know how to throw a football. Especially since you see, like, the goofy shit on, like, Instagram and stuff. You see, like, 7-year-olds shaking hands after a game and they're doing belt to ass. Like, you're 7. It's this generation of coaches and parents, man. Social media melting their minds. Remember T. Higgins' face mask? Ramsey in the Super Bowl? Kind of. On the interception, right? Was that on the pick that he didn't... Did he not catch the interception, or was it on the interception? That was early in the game. That game only really came down to Aaron Donald just making that play on my man Joe Burrow. Ravens had one on the Chiefs week 1 that wasn't a face mask, but they called it. Well, that's usually kind of how it goes. At least it wasn't a roughing. No TD. Ooh. Everybody, this is the weave drill. This is an old school one. Get the coach out there. We got my man pointing. Oh, let's go. Let's go. God, anybody like, oh, he slipped. Darius Alexander with the slip. One of these top D tackles. We're looking bent knees, flexibility. We're looking for hip flexibility. No, the face mask was on a deep pass touchdown, and it counted for a touchdown. Was a Hail Mary TD. Before the half? Was that before the half? There was so much football this year, guys. That was like 50 weeks. That was like 25, 30 weeks ago. It's in the third quarter. Why do I not remember? I guess because week 1 was just the... Week 1 just came down to Isaiah Likely's toe being out of bounds on the last play of the game. By a smidge. God. Joe Frog got help from the refs. It was the year they cheated my Raiders in the wild card. They're not cheating, no Raiders. Raiders shouldn't even have been in the playoffs that year. Thank Brandon Staley for that one. That was 3 years ago. Yeah, that was the Rams-Bengals Super Bowl. Josh Farmer? Missed it. It's me, bro. You haven't gone live. I'm live. I was live the other day. I've definitely been live. Ref blew the whistle. Play should have been dead but they counted the touchdown because Burrow is a fraud. Burrow's a fraud. Hot take, hot take. I'm heated. I gotta calm down. You don't need to be that heated on a Thursday afternoon, Green. Speaking of the Raiders, I gave the Raiders some glowing reviews based on that report card. Mark Davis, one of the poorest owners in the NFL, still doing right by the players, taking good care of them. I was very impressed with that. Brandon Staley was an ass as a head coach, but good as a DC. We'll see. Where is he? Is he in New Orleans now? Is he with the Saints? Or the Cowboys have Eberflus. I think he's with the Saints, right? We'll see. Are we sure it wasn't Staley's defense wasn't just good because Aaron Donald was maybe one of the 5 best players in football? Maybe one of the 5 best defensive linemen ever? That could have just been it. God, this is bringing back some mat room PTSD, man, watching these guys do this. Everybody play football growing up doing these workouts. My God, my boys are sliding, slipping, and sliding. Defensive tackle punter combinations. Ooh. Pegues, JJ Pegues. Ole Miss. Ole Miss got some D linemen. Ty Robinson. TJ Sanders, one of the higher graded D tackles. Let's see, can we get a... Let me get a refresh. Acapella singer. He was singing acapella before he sang the national anthem. Yeah, maybe having Aaron Donald, Joey Bosa, Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack, and Smith was on the Bears. Yeah, he's definitely had his fair share of defensive talents and feel like defense hasn't been good enough. I don't know. He just feels like a nerd to me. I don't like the nerds in football. Too much of a nerd. Tyleek Williams didn't run the 40, but he's doing the wave drill. Who do you want the Vikings to draft? Maybe a sleeper also. Vikings. Any of these defensive linemen. Grant, I guess Walter Nolan, Harmon and Alexander potentially. I want a defensive tackle. Now, if we can't sign a defensive tackle, Tyler Booker feels like an overdrafted 24. I wouldn't mind getting Tate Ratledge, not in the first round, but there's my sleeper, Tate Ratledge for the Vikings. But if you go to tackles, Membu or Gray Zabel going to play inside probably. Gray Zabel more in particular. Mason Graham would be nice for the kingdom of the exciting whites. Yeah, Eagles going to trade up and get another D tackle? I don't think so. Vikings need a running back later in the draft. Yeah. But they're probably going to sign Aaron Jones and then draft the running back in the 5th round, I would think. And this is a great running back draft. I mean, incredible running back draft. Genty, I mean, they are interviewing Genty. I wouldn't want him at 24. Amarion Hampton, Scadaboo, Sampson, Caleb Johnson's good. Both Ohio State running backs. Devin Neal might be the fastest back on the planet. Jaden Blue is lightning my buddy, our special guest tomorrow. Jaden Blue is going to run an insane 40 on Saturday, he said. Jarquez Hunter, Trevor Etienne, Mononage, Tootin's fun. I'm not an Ollie Gordon guy, but yes, Ollie Gordon is out there. This is a crazy deep running back draft. How do you feel about Will Johnson? I get Pat Surtain vibes. I don't know if he's going to be as good as Surtain. He's had some lower body injuries the last 2 years, and that's kind of hurt him. And he tried to play through it, and he really couldn't. But I think he's good. I think Will Johnson is going to be a very good corner. Wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles trade for Miles. Yeah, I just don't know if Cleveland's going to... I mean, those picks don't mean shit is the problem. The Eagles definitely need like a pass rusher. Are you willing to overpay for the low quality of your first round picks? Like, are you willing to pay like 2 first rounders for Miles to Cleveland that are probably going to be in the 30s, like 30, 31, 32? Probably 32 if you're getting Miles on that defensive line and everybody is healthy. So I think the Browns would demand an overpay because those picks aren't that valuable. You can't draft a running back. You can draft a running back. Yes, I'm on the belief that the class is so deep, I'm not going to draft a running back early. I wouldn't draft a running back early. I wouldn't draft a running back early just because there's so many running backs in this class that I think if you have a premium at a position like running back in the draft, it's not worth the high draft capital. Defensive line is not quite the same because there is a slight difference between the top guys, but I have no problem taking like the 5th or 6th guy at the end of the first round because they're a high impact starter. I think Field Yates had like 24 guys as a starter grade on the defensive tackles, where he had 12 last year. Who was this? 2008 Combine? Oh, it was Kevin O'Connell. It's KOC. Ooh. Sorry, guys. I'm listening to KOC the GOAT. Listening to the coach of the year over here. KOC, just they lighten it up here. Nobody cares about Sam Darnold. He sucks. Fuck Sam Darnold. He's trash. Let's see. Eagles did what the 49ers couldn't, get elite game manager QB and build around him. I like Hurts coming out, but I'm not higher than elite game manager on him. No disrespect. I mean, that's probably true. But he does seem to elevate in big spots. His 3 best games are an NFC championship game in both his Super Bowls. Those are his best games of his career. So I do like that about Hurts. In the latest mocks, I saw 3 running backs in the first. Who? Scadaboo the third, Zay? Hampton, Genty, and Scadaboo? Or Sampson or Caleb Johnson squeaking in there? I did hear where the Vikings could bring him back. I just think for $43 million, they really can't. That's the tag number, and he's not going to take any less. Unless he's coming in for 10. No way. No way. We're more likely to trade for Stafford, I think, if we're going to bring in another quarterback if McCarthy's not right. I think they're going with J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy would be the first quarterback in this draft. If McCarthy was in this class, he would definitely be number 1. I like that zip up. Maybe I need that gray Viking zip up. Pass rush drill coming up. Yeah. He can make big plays in the big game. That's why he's an elite game manager. I don't think he can do what Allen Mahomes do with so much less. Absolutely. Like people talking about, like, yeah, he's better than Burrow and Allen and Lamar. I go, if you gave those 3 guys the Eagles team, it would be ungodly. Like, they would do ungodly things with that talent around him. Heck no, the Raiders getting Stafford. Then we're drafting Dylan Raiola in 2 years. Patrick Mahomes. Somebody said Dylan Raiola is going to show up to camp next year or next week. Next year looking like a Jalen Hurts. He's going to look like Jalen Hurts after that performance. Good old Patrick Mahomes. I could see the Stafford of the Raiders definitely also on my radar, but Sammy D, good old Sam Darnold, baby. Watch out. I'm hearing some Sam Darnold buzz to the Raiders. He's going to cut his hair like Mahomes. No, I'm telling you, he's going Jalen Hurts. He's changing it up. Hey, he was at Brady's house. Did you hear about the fight over the reporting of that story? Rappaport and Jordan Schultz getting in a fight. Rappaport saying that they were both in Montana skiing, and then they hung out when they met up there. It wasn't planned. And Schultz saying, if you think they would both go to Montana, you're dumb. Which I felt was a little aggressive. I don't know. Stafford owns the house in Montana. It's the offseason. Everybody's on vacation these weeks. Everybody's on vacation. No, the football on the stick. They retired the Hall of... They retired the old football on the stick for the snap. That's hilarious. It's going to Canton, Ohio. Lit. Harmon having a good combine. Lamar never had elite weapons. I couldn't imagine what Lamar could do with the Eagles' weapons. True. But he has had, Lamar's always had a pretty good running game behind him and a good offensive line. I would like to see what Joe Burrow would do with that offensive line. I would really... Lamar would win the Super Bowl back-to-back at minimum. I think anybody of those 4 would win a Super Bowl with the Eagles. If you swapped out Hurts with any of those guys, they're probably winning the Super Bowl. The defense is that good. Saquon Barkley also that good. The offensive line is that good. God, I just want to see Joe Burrow behind an offensive line is a dream. Oh, smack the pad. Ooh. I like that. Smack the shit out of those pads. What drills after this? God, I really need a third monitor. Make my life so much easier. Got a third monitor set up for this. Fame's back. You haven't missed much. Deion Walker, another guy I like a lot. Deion Walker kind of fell off. He was like a top 10 projected pick. When is the DBs? DBs are tomorrow. Tight ends and DBs are tomorrow. Linebackers and edge rushers are later today. And then quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers on Saturday. The big boys. The big dogs. Ooh, vodka iced tea. A little early for that. Bum Titans fan. Oh my god, dude. I thought you were dead. I thought Bum's Titan fan was dead. My opinion, the drills only hurts or helps your draft stock. Look at Orlando's Brown. Was a first-round prospect after the drills fell. Because he ran like the worst 40 ever, Zay. He ran like the worst 40 ever, and he was like pathetically weak at the bench press. I don't know what happened to him from the combine. I don't know. That's one of the more bizarre combines ever, because he's been a pretty good pro. Aaron Donald, it always helped. I mean, Aaron Donald flew up the boards after his combine. It was one of the most impressive combines I've ever seen from a guy. I fell in love with him watching his combine. Hear about Abdul? Yup, got the bad foot, but he's gonna play through it. No surgery after the second opinion. You missed the stream. We gave everybody mod Titans, man. You weren't here. You missed out. Cam Jackson's got the double head. Yeah, tape doesn't show it. Football on a stick. I like how much talk, like the combine is just like kind of trying to figure out stuff to do, whatever, talk about. We're talking about football on a stick, on how they're doing the snap of the drill, sliding the football like a center would instead of like just moving it up. That ball's moving a little bit. Let's see. I understand. I can't wait to watch the combine. Has Omar Norman Lott gone yet? I do not. I don't. Is he working out? No, I don't think so. Why am I mod? I was gone for 5 seconds because I owed you a mod. Remember, you were a well-behaved boy, and you missed the mod party. Gave a bunch of people mods. You missed the mod stream. All right, let's get the. Wish I could It's so stupid that the guys that don't run are at the top of the damn list. Those are our top 40 times. They haven't run anything else that is measured yet. I thought they already benched. I guess they haven't benched. We're just doing drills. No 3 cones, no splits. Running club. Good name. Jalen Carter. Another. Woo. Turn the hips, rotate around. Give me a little swivel. Yep. Look, I like this. If you're watching, we're showing the translations into real life football, from the drills to real football. That's what I'm talking about. No worry. We are going to be live. I don't know if you saw my Discord post. I'll be live tomorrow and Saturday as well, covering the combine. Probably a little bit shorter today. We're gonna have a special guest tomorrow. One of our professionals who have trained a lot of guys who are at the combine this weekend. So a little bit shorter today, I think, because it is still Thursday. I got a bunch of other stuff to do. We stream it tonight. No stream tonight. Tomorrow and Saturday during the combine, though, for sure. Yeah, tonight's gonna be a shorter stream. I got shit to do still. But Saturday afternoon, we're gonna be cooking. Friday will probably be long into the night. We'll probably be going the entire time Friday. Because I really don't have much to do besides take care of my piece of shit dog. But we'll probably go for like another hour or so. I think I'm going to end up missing the D lineman running 40. We might catch the edges running 40. It depends how fast it goes. If we can get to the D ends running 40s, I really want to be on for that. But yeah, Saturday's going to be gas. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. Quarterbacks, it starts at 1 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. It's what everybody really wants to see. Even though the interior D tackles have been fun. It's a great class. Is Abdul playing today? No, Abdul's got a bad foot. Abdul's got the bad foot. He ain't doing anything. Waiting for his pro day. He's got the bad foot. Waiting for his pro day. If the Vikings give Sam a contract, would be the dumbest mistake if they re-signed him. Depends for how much, Zay, but potentially yes. If they sign him for a massive long-term deal, yeah. Not great. The dumbest mistake is the Titans trading A.J. Brown. No, the dumbest mistake is firing Vrabel. It was time for Henry. They weren't competitive. I mean, the Titans weren't going to be any more competitive with Henry this year than Tony Pollard. I thought they traded Byard. We should have traded. Yeah, I'm talking about a massive contract. Yeah, we should have traded him for some stuff. It's so stupid. They almost traded Henry 2 years ago at the deadline. Yeah, the Cowboys were going to do it, and they kept them. I agree. If you know the guy's not going to re-sign with you and you're not really competitive, you got to trade. You got to try and get value. Now, you don't want to be in like the Mavericks Luka Doncic situation, but other than that, what if we traded Vrabel hypothetically? I mean, you could have. You can trade coaches. Honestly, they were kind of lucky they got that much for D-Hop. D-Hop was a bad commodity when they traded D-Hop. The fact that they really got anything for D-Hop was good. Henry was fed up. That's why he said he doesn't plan on retiring with the Titans. I think it was a mutual parting of ways. Uh-oh, People's hurt? Nope. People's okay. He was celebrating. That could have been scary. Damn. Should have traded him before his contract expired. Henry was almost traded to the Ravens. I thought it was the Cowboys who had the real offer out 2 years ago. I know the Ravens were interested before that. Offered a second rounder. Should have traded him when he was 28 and like 22 or 21 when he was still relatively young. They were the number 1 seed in the AFC in 21, weren't they? They went to an AFC championship game in 2019. You got the female Jerry Jones in ownership with Amy Adams. Good to know. Boom. Ooh. Tyleek Williams is another guy I'm interested in. He's a big man. No pass rush, but that was a really good pass rush set. He's not a big pass rusher. He's a run stuffer, though. That was a good rep. I like that. They agree. We got trans Jerry Jones before JJ McCarthy played. Hey, JJ McCarthy's just marinating, baby. Titans owner isn't as bad as Chargers. Screw up great teams. Fire head coach after going 14-2. Made AFC Championship game with a torn ACL. Phillip Rivers no, so they weren't 14-2 when they made the AFC Championship game with Schott. They got bounced. They were one and done with Schottenheimer the 14-2 year. They lost to the Patriots in the first round. That year, and that it got really toxic behind the scenes. Schottenheimer wouldn't talk to the GM. I actually saw a thing on that recently. So the AFC Championship year, they were a wild card team, I think, and they just got hot. I do like that the Titans fired both the head coach and the GM who couldn't agree on anything together. Oh, I'm at peace. I feel every time I watch my team. They definitely don't have the worst ownership. Where did they grade? What was their report card? Woody Johnson was the worst owner. Woody Johnson got an F. So they clearly don't have the worst owner in Tennessee. Ooh, put the towel down. AJ Smith was a bad GM. Always, he was one side. One side said Drew Brees couldn't play in the NFL. That's a hot take. Yeah, it's not good. We have a D- owner. That's not good. D-. Okay, they are at the bottom, the Titans. Oh, that's funny. D-. Were they second from the bottom? No, I gotta imagine there was another F. Oh, covering the low. Tape covering the old. Tape covering the logos to avoid the fine. Love that. Low tape? Low tape or fade? Knew it. Knew it. Too easy. Oh, hilarious. Oh. Uh-oh. SJ's here. What's up? Hanging out, watching the combine, big dog. Look at these D linemen the Vikings are going to take. I would say the Packers are a bad owner since they don't have an owner. Yeah, they're the fake publicly traded team. They have Mark Murphy, the team president, is essentially the owner. It's a little different. It's weird, but it does technically work. But yes, Packers are historically good. It's fine. They're only good because they got back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks for 30 years. That's the only reason why. They were awful in the 70s and 80s. I'm happy you have noon streams now, only for the combine this week. We're going to have earlier streams today, tomorrow, and Saturday afternoon. You know who's not historically good? The Tennessee Titans, since they've only existed since 97, 96. Technically, they were the Houston Oilers. The Titans, the Jets. Jets do have a Super Bowl at least. But yes, the Jets historically bad. The Lions and the Browns historically. I guess the Browns were okay in the 80s. The Browns were pretty good in the 80s. The Lions historically always bad, though. The Cardinals. The Cardinals were the worst franchise in the NFL for all time. Like, the Chicago Cardinals / St. Louis Cardinals / Arizona Cardinals were so bad. Like, longest playoff drought, like, lowest winning percentage. They've been around since the 20s, guys. I don't think people realize how old the Cardinals are. Jags suck too. Jags been to multiple AFC Championship games in a 30-year stretch. More than you would think. I wish you had new streams all the time because I can't have my phone at bed anymore. Don't worry about it. We got some flexible times. We got to work through it. We might have some earlier streams because we're watching games and stuff. And there's and they're the last technical NFL team that won the three-peat. The Packers, yes, won the NFL championship prior to the 2 Super Bowls. One of the Browns QBs, Kelly Holcomb. There you go. I know Kelly Holcomb. One of the 40 quarterbacks on the back of that jersey. Your dad played with Kelly Holcomb. Did he know then that he was going to be an NFL? Was it one of those things where it's like, you know, this guy's going to be an NFL guy? Even when you play with him at young, you just know. They're just different. Seems to always be the common theme with everybody. We're running the hoop. We're going backwards now on the hoop drill. We gotta make sure both hips are bendy. His shoulder got dislocated 6 times his freshman season. Jesus. And that was before medical was any good. The only number that isn't retired with the Ravens, can't be worn, is 17. No, 19. Why? Why 19? What's the story behind 19? Somebody die. It got dislocated so many times it stopped hurting. Just numb to it. I like the Jordan cleats Brinson's wearing. Ooh, motivate, put the towel down. Ooh. Ooh, body control. Bend and burst. Just popped it back in. Johnny Unitas. Oh, there you go. Just for the city of Baltimore. Obviously never a Raven. Got it fixed recently. Interesting how the body works, really. True. The body will do amazing things to compensate and or cover for itself. Speaking of the body, my ass is getting a massage tomorrow. I'm looking excited. My back has been tight. My hamstring is tight as shit. We about to get this boy Lou. I'm about to feel good on stream tomorrow. I'm gonna be nice and relaxed and chill. And we're gonna have professionals on. We're gonna have an actual combine training professional on, guys. You guys need to be hyped. Deshaun Watson POV. See? You gotta behave. I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna ban you. It's not midnight. Remember, not spicy time. It's early stream. You gotta behave. Deion Walker, over 6'7". He's struggling, but not the worst. I just heard massage and my instinct kicked in. Surprised he didn't go to Justin Tucker. This Tucker's our new menace to society. Got a statue by Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Jonathan Ogden. Did win them a Super Bowl. Body control. We got a literal drill called body control. Justin Tucker would have been recency biased. That's so bad. Yes, you can't win if you're not having a good defensive line. Darius Alexander looking good. Well, if you can't win it without a D line, Abdul Carter, welcome to the Titans. Yep. But they're going to draft a quarterback because it's the Titans and they need a quarterback. They're going to panic. I got a feeling they're going to panic. Yeah, Justin Tucker, but I say you're not guilty until you're proven guilty. True, but it's not looking great. Not looking good. You know who the QB is? Jackson Dart. Except Jackson Dart's stock is going to fly up and going to be a late first rounder, and they're not going to have a pick to deal with it unless they trade back. Oh, Ohio State guys cooking. Harmon did okay. Alexander's having a good day. I really wish the Michigan boys were able to work out. If we get Milrow, I swear. Milrow's about to run a blazing 40 on Saturday, too. Watch out for Ewers, though. Ewers is going to be a big riser. I think we're going to see a little bit of Ewers. A little bit of Ewers big stock here. In the throwing, they're going to be the guys throw, especially if Shadur's not throwing. I don't know if Cam Ward TBD'd on the throw. TBD on the throw for Cam Ward. I'm thinking he's going to throw. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, he'll do great on the 40, but ass on everything else. Probably accurate. Jordan Phillips, get moving, son! Would you think the Vikings would trade back? I was hearing in my area they have 4 picks. Yeah, they have 5 picks, I think. We got a first, a third, maybe only 4? It's 4 or 5. We have no picks. A first, a third, and 2 fifths? That could be correct. Let me look real quick. Yeah, we got 4 picks. A first, a third, and 2 fifths. Gave up picks to move up to get McCarthy and whatchamacallit? Dallas Turner. We gave up picks to move up, and then we spent picks, drafted guys. We need D-line, interior offensive line, running back secondary. The Vikings are the second most. The Vikings have like the 4th highest winning percentage in the Super Bowl era. We got left out of a lawsuit because the NFL ignored us so much. Those trades last year really hurt them. But did they? If you got your quarterback, you got the quarterback who'd be the first overall pick in this year's draft. So I think that one's okay. Grant, I like Grant. I do like Grant a lot. That's why I mocked them. I mocked Grant to them. Alexander and Harmon, the 2 other D tackles probably in that area. If Walter Nolan falls, that's going to be the move probably. But Walter Nolan falling. There you go. D tackle's done. Still waiting on your PFF. Well, I think you missed it. I did say, I think you missed that stream. Were you here? Yeah, you weren't here for it was the mod stream. We're doing, whatchamacallit. I'm probably gonna do, let people in the Discord run a mock draft for their team if they want to. I'm gonna do a mock draft for all 32 teams and if someone's a fan of that team, let them run it. So you'll be up for the Titans. Yeah, they used it to get the Texans' first round pick and then traded up twice, essentially. They traded up for McCarthy and they traded up for Turner. Let's go. Yeah. I knew you'd like that. What if I gave the Titans to somebody else? What if I gave the Titans to somebody else? Be one of the biggest all-time trolls. Oh. I just want to troll your ass. I'll find a different. I'm giving it to Ario. I'm giving it to the other Titans fan in the community. All right, we're coming up on you'll end up committing so with the 49 stab wounds in the back. Shot myself twice in the back of the head. Isn't that the old adage? One of those ones. All right, we're almost at 2 hours here. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta go take care of my piece of shit dog. And by piece of shit, I mean a fluffy, lovable bastard. But he's still technically a little bit of a dick. Show him on stream. No, Fatso is asleep. That fat ass is asleep downstairs somewhere. He'll be on at some point in time. He moseys on in here. But Fatso is sleeping. My man sleeps, then wakes up and says, "Feed me." Old man. I like the quarterback trade up. Some Viking fans don't like it, but you gotta put this out of Patrick Mahomes was a trade up. True, I don't think McCarthy's gonna be in Mahomes, but they only moved up one spot to get him, and they he would be again. He'd be a top. He was a good quarterback. I liked him last year, especially where they got him in. Think about how good he'd be this year. He'd be the #1 quarterback. He's better than Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. Definitely. Even with the injury, I think it'd be pretty clear he'd be #1. Like if he got hurt, like if he went back to college and played at Michigan. Yeah. Obesity runs in the family. The only thing that runs in the family because it's clearly not you. Shots fired. It's fucked up, man. I work out 4 times a week. Yeah, moved one spot over the Jets, and then the stupid Broncos were bragging about how they baited us into trading up. And the Jets were laughing that they got a free draft pick. And it was like, no, Sean Payton definitely wanted to take J.J. McCarthy over Bo Nix. He just says that to cope because Sean Payton is a scumbag. Like, everybody knows that. And if you don't, you're just a Broncos fan. Ooh, we got the broad jumps and the verticals. Howard Cross. Ty Robinson, good vertical jump. All right, that's going to do it for us today, guys. A little bit of a shorter stream just because it is a Thursday and we got a lot of stuff to do. Still, guys, doing some workouts. We're going to have the DNs run here soon, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. We'll be live again tomorrow with a special guest, breaking it down, the training of these guys, a little behind the scenes questions, combine look, if you want. So, should be a lot of fun, and we'll be live again Saturday for the quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers. So, Do appreciate everybody stopping by, chatting it up today. Was a fun stream for us. Only reason Sean's name is up there is because of Drew Brees. True! And he only won once with Drew Brees, and he had to cheat with do it. Most overrated coach in the NFL. With that, I will say I appreciate everybody stopping by. Again, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share.